What if the television shows you watched as a kid didn't just entertain you, but actually helped shape the way America thinks, learns, and grows? The very first show on our list revolutionized how children learn by mixing bright puppets with bold life lessons. Sesame Street didn't just teach letters and numbers. It introduced kids to diversity, kindness, and real-life problems like homelessness and grief, making it a pioneer in children's television. Backed by educational psychology and constantly updated research, this show wasn't just about Big Bird or Elmo. It was about equity and education at a national scale. Meanwhile, if you ever watch a man walk through a living room and calmly change into a sweater while talking to you about feelings, then you know the powerful impact of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Fred Rogers became a gentle force that taught generations of Americans emotional intelligence before it was even called that. He addressed complex topics like divorce, death, and racism in ways children could understand, and made kids feel seen and heard in a world that often overlooks their voices. Now pause right here. If you've ever learned anything meaningful from public television, go ahead and give this video a like, drop a comment about your favorite PBS memory, and share this with someone who grew up on these shows. Don't forget to subscribe for more content that celebrates the culture that raised us. Moving on, science was never boring again after Nova made its debut. This iconic PBS program brought real scientific research into American homes in ways that weren't watered down or overhyped. Whether it was space exploration, medical breakthroughs, or climate change, Nova gave millions of viewers access to frontline scientific thought with depth and clarity. It wasn't just science for TV, it was science for citizens. On the flip side, Reading Rainbow brought literature to life with the help of LeVar Burton, whose inviting voice and storytelling passion turned books into magical adventures. It didn't just increase reading comprehension, it built lifelong readers. By blending real-life stories and creative animation, it encouraged kids to dive into books and feel like heroes in their own narratives. Another underrated gem, American Experience, gave people a gripping look into U.S. history, not the sugar-coated textbook version, but the raw, real, and complex stories that shaped this country. It has tackled everything from the civil rights movement to major wars and cultural turning points, making history feel like a living, breathing story that continues to unfold. And then came Antiques Roadshow, a program that seemed simple on the surface, but opened an entire generation's eyes to personal heritage, family history, and the value of storytelling through objects. It wasn't just about old items being worth money. It was about the emotional connections tied to our past and how history lives in our homes. Frontline, on the other hand, became America's watchdog, diving deep into investigative journalism in a way few programs dared. Whether it was uncovering government secrets or exposing corporate wrongdoing, Frontline proved that public TV can also hold power accountable and give voice to the voiceless. It remains a gold standard in long-form investigative documentary work, winning multiple Peabody and Emmy Awards. And who could forget Nature, the serene, poetic window into the wild world beyond our screens? It offered intimate, breathtaking looks at animals, ecosystems, and environmental change with narration that felt almost spiritual. In a society often disconnected from the natural world, Nature quietly reminded us that Earth itself is a character in our collective story. As we near the end of our list, Arthur deserves a heartfelt mention. More than just an animated aardvark, Arthur dealt with bullying, disabilities, blended families, and school challenges with warmth and humor, giving kids relatable stories and real coping tools. It quietly ran for 25 years, becoming one of the longest-running animated shows in U.S. history, and showing that even in simplicity, there can be power. Finally, Bill Moyer's Journal closed out our countdown with its calm, intellectual voice in a world of sound bites. Moyer's tackled politics, religion, and the human condition with dignity and depth, often engaging guests in profound conversations that left viewers thinking long after the episode ended. It's rare to find media that slows down time instead of speeding it up, and Bill Moyer's Journal was that kind of space. So when people say public television isn't relevant anymore, they're forgetting how these shows shaped not only education and entertainment, but empathy, critical thinking, and curiosity across generations. These weren't just shows. They were classrooms, safe spaces, and conversation starters in millions of homes across the United States. And because of PBS, you didn't need cable, just an open mind. These programs didn't chase ratings. They chased purpose. Whether it was teaching kids their ABCs, showing teenagers the power of storytelling, or giving adults new lenses on science, politics, or personal growth, PBS shows left a permanent imprint on the American experience. And they are not done yet. Many of these series still run, still inspire, and still evolve with the times. Whether you're a teacher who uses clips in class, a parent who grew up on these shows, or a viewer who found comfort in their messages, these 10 PBS programs represent something far bigger than television. They represent public trust, lifelong learning, and a shared cultural language that reminds us the best things in life aren't always behind a paywall. So what was your favorite PBS show growing up? Did any of these make your top 10? Drop your thoughts below. We'd love to hear your picks, your memories, and what these shows meant to you. And if this video brought a wave of nostalgia or inspired you to revisit these classics, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because celebrating the shows that shaped us is just the beginning of keeping their legacy alive.